Toyota Vets. More car, less cash.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. It is Mamelodi Sundowns traveling to Athlone Stadium to play against Stellenbosch, and they win. Come away with a win. Here I was actually predicting in my head. Actually, when I woke up, I was like, okay, the best match to do is this one because there's a chance. There's this chance that Stellenbosch could break that unbeaten record. I have to be honest about that. I really thought that was going to happen. Ikram Reina scored a penalty. He missed it. Good save by Ronwen Williams. And that's all she wrote, actually. Yes, decent game of football. And Mamelodi Sundowns scoring the goal. Blisibanku across from Ronwen Williams. I really thought that this was going to be the game that Mamelodi Sundowns lose that unbeaten record. Not that I thought Stellenbosch were going to beat Sundowns because it's obvious, but I thought if there's anyone who's still left who can give Sundowns a problem, I thought it was Stellenbosch. But Sundowns managed that game perfectly. Stellenbosch created opportunities. Tso Vilakazi, we watched that game together. What do you make of that game, sir?
Yes,
sir.
Angibulise wena, ngibulise Justice, ngibulise Junior, ngibulise Machaka, ngibulise nanemakhaya, qeni support njalo iDiskiTV. So benje binjalo ngijike futhi. Kabuyelo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what a very interesting game, Mr. Kewu. And I was a bit shaking during the game because I could see Stellenbosch they coming. They create chances, they get to that final third. It was just a matter of those seconds in Djibouti, Baltashe. I mean, no Renner said the penalty. You know, a penalty.
Let's talk about the penalty, the way that it happened, and the approaching of the penalty.
Look, that's a penalty, no doubt about it, because already Ibola Malsal travel Renas Obas Umbambile left.
Yeah.
So maseka 10 agege manje uRenas sekambamba right. I mean we can't argue that. But what I've seen is that I think he didn't realize ukuthi action yakhe benjani. That's why I was asking ukuthi kanjani kube penalty, because I think ukuthi the action of the game ukuthi ubambile wenzeni, I think he was not aware, but now, that's a penalty.
There was a perfect moment of how the officials team have to work together in that moment, your penalty.
Yeah.
Clearly the referee didn't think that there's a penalty because you can see his body language is running away. And I was screaming, why would you run away from me? I was so pissed off. Fortunately, because they are all a team, first assistant referee, whether they told him in his ear or whatever, someone said something, and he came back and he gave a penalty. And that's how it should work.
Mr. Kewu, you know what happened? I'll be happy to see it. Each and every game, because this thing of saying referee decision is final, then it's worrying me. It's worrying me because there's some incident that will happen in the game and the referee can't see that. So what are we saying? So those people, what is their job? It's only for throw-ins and offside. If there's incident that are happening in the field of play and then they can't raise their flag. So that was a good decision.
Yeah, because the referee was already moving away.
Yes,
not saying it's a penalty.
Couple of seconds he was like, and then all
he
of a
turned
sudden,
his body away, and then he came back to that action. There's something that Junior was saying and Machaga was saying when that happened. Yeah. They were watching the Chiefs game. Yeah. They saw the moment. They said the problem is that people are the penalty takers in South Africa are now taking penalties against the idea of Ronwen. So they're not kicking a penalty against a human being. They're kicking a penalty against a Superman in their head, a guy who keeps on saving penalties. And maybe that's the first part where you lose the game or you lose that moment of scoring because you already think, I am taking a penalty against Ronwen Williams.
Mr. Kewu, mabangathi manje nangu Mike Tyson ozolona. Already sengikakamadolo.
Yeah.
Whether angisamplanela uMike Tyson ukuthi you know what, uzongishaya but ngifuna ukumbamba nami ngayi1. Already singiyashake vele mhlawumbe nokuchaba ngadle ngichame nokuchaba. I think that's what happened because you know uRowan he proved to us ukuthi I can take penalties. I mean, look at what he did to AFCON. And most of facana now you're asking yourself, nkulunkulu wami. Nyanga right. Because nyanga right uzoyibamba. I think Nani left back because all right. So most of the time, our keepers, Maga right, he's weak on the left. So let me go to the left. And unfortunately, Mr. Kewu, it's
one thing that's consistent is that he's gonna dive left or right.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can bet your life on. He's gonna dive left or right.
Now let me help with these players now, Mr. Kewu. Just hit straight for once. Anyone who's gonna take a penalty.
The problem is that that's what I was about to say. The problem is that now that you are dividing a strategy, you're coming up with a strategy.
Yeah.
When the person you are strategizing against sees this, then they know. Oh, okay. Next time, I'm just gonna sit there.
No, but there's one thing. He's got the instinct of moving.
He's gonna dive left or right.
Yeah. So just take a chance. I mean, look at what happened in Nigeria when. They took one straight, they took one left, they took straight, they took right.
Yeah.
So they're also confusing him. To say, remember that keepers, not all the time they look at the ball. They take decisions to say, he's a left. I'm going to go to my left. He's going to bend it on my left, so I'll go there. So, he's a right. No, he can't go there. He because he's thinking of if he opens up his foot, the ball is going to go out. So he's going to go to my right. So that's what they think.
Well, Ikram Reynas lost the opportunity to be 15 goals level with
Mabasa. And we left it one game for them now. And I think Mabasa, to be really honest, Mr. K, I would say Mabasa, I think he deserves it. I mean, when you look at him, he was on loan to Swallows. He did very well at Swallows, came back to Pirates. And, it was not easy, because I know Pirates' number one striker, Makgopa, is,
national team.
Whatever happens, Makgopa needs to play. And for him to say, I've got this opportunity, and he works hard and he scores goals, it's sometimes you ask yourself a lot of things that, but this guy is scoring. Why do you sub him? Why do he has to
He's
come
on a hat
to
trick.
the bench?
They take him out.
Why? I mean, we know.
So between the two of them, it looks like Mabasa will take it. Between him and, because I think Reynas would need to score maybe two to be outright winner.
Yes.
And I think Pesitao and Rodney Ramakarera, they've shared it. So when two people are on the same number of goals, they usually share it. Pesitao and Ramakarera, I think they've shared it. So next week will be important. Ronwen Williams player of the season, undoubtedly or not? I know what my opinion is about goalkeepers and players of the season. I think that's a mistake, but you guys have your own opinions. You think
Mr. Keo, he has shown. He has shown in our league. We check how many goals he conceded. We check how many saves he made for the team.
Yeah.
Look at where the team is. For me, he's my player of the season. If Umukwena didn't get injured, I think he also did very well. And then the other player that it's just it was a matter of time for him. The pickup time I would say Mishayile Tito, because he did very well. No doubt he did very well.
Conversation.
Yeah, so
He'll probably actually win if they're not gonna give it, because this is gonna be a difficult player of the season discussion, because you have to take a lot of things into consideration.
Yes.
Which team are you playing for? How many shots do you really have to face per season? Stuff like that. And then you have to look at the outfield players. It will always be the outfield players that get the preference, and I prefer that. But I don't even know who's my player of the season. That's why I don't have a strong name that I will put there. I wouldn't even Williams. Whoever says Williams, okay, sure, that's yours. Whoever says Masanganya, I said, okay, sure, that's yours. But I don't even have one that I would put forward. It's difficult this year because every month there's been a different player of the month.
Yeah.
August it was a different player of the month.
Yeah.
September, different player of the month. Every I think for 7 months, I remember Fatuane sent this package to all the media people, I think a couple of weeks back, and it showed different player. Ubandaba winner player of the month, different. Linda Mtambo this month.
Yes.
Kwaiba from Chippa United another month, and someone else. So even though there's a hype with the teams, the players that play for the big teams, there's not been a player that actually was the king for Saleng for whatever it is as a football player. Last year he dominated the conversation every month. Every month he was scoring or assisting. Whatever player he is, not being able to play with his teammates and all of that. Every month he was just there in the conversation. This year, it's difficult to find someone, and that's why I agree with you. The point of picking up for Maswangani is a little bit late, but I think they are going to lean towards him.
Yeah, I think he's the only player that really I will say he was there in the thick of things, and but when you look at, because we ask Mr. Kewangete Valley City, let's analyze it and look at how many chances he created, how many chances he scored, in the contribution of him in the team, but now when we do that and then we look at the Ronwen, for me, team, I don't see any player that comes to that level. I mean, Ronwen, there's some goals that were created by him as a keeper. Starting the ball from the back. I mean, look at the pass that would go there forward.
Let me ask you, how is that different from the things he did last year and the things that he did for SuperSport United?
Let me be honest to you, Mr. Kyo. The difference is that he, is playing for Sundowns.
No, last year he was playing for Sundowns.
Yes.
Last year.
Yes.
So how is he not in the conversation last year? Let's say, so where I'm going with this is that I think Ronwen, Marcelo Allende did their job, their normal jobs.
Yeah.
For me, my opinion is that they did their normal jobs.
Yeah.
When he was at SuperSport United, the only variation is that the type of football that they were playing on the ground and all of that.
Yes.
But as a shortstopper, he was still the same.
Yeah.
That why would he not then at SuperSport win the play? If we're looking at him, why wouldn't he do it at SuperSport United? And because he did the same things that he used to do at SuperSport United.
Yes.
He was a shortstopper. He would knock out Pirates. I remember there was this one game, Pirates on extra time, they get a penalty. He saves it, stuff like that. Yes. And he saves 3 penalties on the penalty shootout in the cup competition.
Yeah.
All the things that he used to do, he would never be mentioned in the conversation of player of the season. But now, and last year, he was still at a high level. He was not mentioned to player of the season. He was a goalkeeper of the season.
Yeah.
So what would be the difference this year? Because he did the normal things that he usually does.
Mr. Geo, you just said one thing, Oguti. This year, when you look at a player of the month, Usaling, I think he got about 2 to 3 times.
Last year, I think.
Last season.
I don't know how many times he won it, but he was always there. He was always there.
So that's the difference between Usaling and I for last season. Because for this season, I don't see.
Oh, by the way, last season Mukwena
win a player of the year. When you look at Ronwen this season, for me, he played well. Yes, he did his job. But when you look at compared to other keepers, and also when you compare these other players, they're more or less average for me. Only Utito, as I said, Utito, they just pick up not at the right time, but almost, because. Even though Agawinanga player of the month, but when you look at the team, they've won 7, they've won 4, they've won 3. He's been involved in all the actions. He's scoring goals. He's been there carrying the team. Same applies to Ronwen. Look at what happened to against Stellenbosch.
Yeah,
I mean, he was between Stellenbosch and the record of Sundowns.
I felt that if Stellenbosch scores that goal,
yes,
they can manage that game. Although Sundowns will try and come back, obviously, because they're stronger than Stellenbosch. But I thought they would manage it. And I had this feeling that they would be the one who take that winning record.
Definitely. So when you look at also those moments, you're like, oh, he stood between Stellenbosch to create a record. And for him to save that penalty, that's a very crucial one.
All right.
And to keep them going to say we wanna finish the league as a team that didn't lose the game. It says a lot about him as a keeper to say, why can't we give you a player of the season while you make sure that the team keeps on running to break the record.
All right, there you go. On a different day, when that's the main topic, we'll touch on that at some point if we do get the opportunity to discuss this, because there's this thing, yellow block against the Sundowns, and how many times that Sundowns defenders and keepers have to be busy in a game.
Yeah.
But that will make just our videos too long. But that's an interesting discussion for you guys to consider. Even the people that are going to be voting, they have to consider that. Or would you give a goalkeeper a player of the season, or you give it to an outfield player? It's very rare that they give it to a goalkeeper. I think if he gets it this year, you will look at all the leagues all around the world, you will not find a single one that gives it to a goalkeeper, because that's abnormal. But then if the consensus is that he deserves it, well, that's what people think. Well done to Mamelodi Sundowns, going to Cape Town Athlone Stadium, keep on winning, against a very difficult opponent, of course, Stellenbosch. iDiskiTV, TC Times, or Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us.